Welcome to our data visualization learning session. Today we'll be talking about who, what and how of data visualization. In last learning session, we talked about data preparation and importing. After doing that learning session, can you tell me how and when data were collected? How much can you tell me about the data? Do you know what a data set are? Do you know who will look at the data? Do you know what they will do with it? These are important questions to answer, and we'll answer this question in this learning session. It is good practice to be well versed in data you are working with. But when you are doing data visualization, it is essential that you are well versed in data. When you are working with data, data can show certain things and not show other. Prepping the data is a good way of trying to understand your data. It helps you a lot to understand the data. But when you are doing data visualization, you have to understand more than what you know from data prepping. Because data visualization helps you to understand the data, and if you don't do data visualization in right way or design data visualization right way, then having a beautiful data visualization will mean nothing. The beauty of data visualization only goes to a certain extent. There are few things that we need to keep in mind in when doing data visualization, such as a good design itself. When you are doing data visualization, there are three questions you need to ask. One is what, one is who, one is what, and one is how. Three questions: who, what, and how. Who is the audience? First question is, who is the audience? Is it a boss or colleague? We have to know the expectation. When we are submitting our data visualization, are we submitting through iterative draft, or is it going to be a final draft? We have to understand this, how we are going to work with our boss or our audience. If the audience is a committee, then you have to understand, are you a part of the committee or you are just a guest? You have to understand this question. You have to understand your relationship with your audience. That's what I'm saying. These are questions that are basic. They are no means way of being comprehensive list of questions you can ask. Next is what of data visualization. What do you want your audience to do? That's the question. Do you want your audience to do something after they hear information or presentation or read your document? Do you want them to buy some stuff from you? Whatever you want them to do, you want the data you provide to be unbiased. You'll be surprised that whenever you provide unbiased information and state your recommendation, how many times they will heed your recommendation. But your recommendation has to be unbiased. in first place. Next up, last question. How will you communicate to your audience? This is a very important question. You can communicate by either presenting, or you can either communicate by sending an email or writing a Word document. When you're presenting, you have lots of control over information. You don't include lots of detail. But when you are writing an email or writing a Word document, you give up that control and control goes over to audience, and you have to include lots of information, detail in the document or email. It's your choice how you want to present, and it is depends upon the audience. It is decided by number of audience. If it's a large group, then it is the presentation. The mode of communication is presentation. If it is a selected group of people, the mode of presentation is document or email. Now we have talked about who, what, and how. The last question we're going to ask is, do we have all the data sources we need to prepare our visualization? This is the important question. And those are all the things we need to talk about data visualization. Lastly, let me quickly summarize what we discussed today. We talked about who of data visualization, who is our audience, what is our relationship with them. Secondly, we talked about what. What do we want our audience to do? Do we want them to do something? Do them to buy some stuff from us? Do we want them to make some decisions? And thirdly, how are you going to present this information to the audience? Are you going to presenting by an email? Are you going to presenting using PowerPoint? Those are things you need to talk about. And lastly, you also need to think about, do you have all the data sources you need to start working on data visualization? That's all for today. I will see you in next learning session. Thank you so much.